Hello, tropical fish keepers. Welcome to Life in the Amazon, hosted by me, South American fish keeper and monster aquarium hobbyist, Aqua Alex Cardinelli. How are you guys doing today? I hope you had a great weekend and are ready for the start of a brand new week. Today, I present to you the sixth installment of my series, Life in the Amazon. And today, I am going to continue talking about popular aquarium fish that come from South America and the Amazon River. But today, I'm going to talk about one group of fish that are particularly my favorite, and they are known as monster fish. It's no secret, if you've been following my YouTube channel for a long time, if you follow my social media pages, you know that monster fish are a particular favorite of mine, and they have my heart for multiple reasons. I love monster fish of various types. I obviously love the large growing predatory fish like catfish. I also like the predatory cichlids and the predatory tetras and cherisons. So I figured I'm going to talk about some of my favorite monster fish that come from South America. So before we get started, I would like to thank everybody that is watching this video, whether you're watching this video live or you're happening to catch the replay of today's video. I greatly appreciate your view. Now, if you enjoyed today's video with this awesome topic, please go ahead and copy and paste the YouTube video URL onto Facebook and other social media platforms so that other fish keepers and your friends and family can watch this video as well. Unfortunately, I am still serving a Facebook ban, and I use Facebook as a means to promote my content, but I'm unable to do that. But I'm still producing new content for you in the hopes that views will still come in. Having said that, let's get started. I've got a lot to talk about tonight. I've got 8 species of monster fish that I'm going to talk about. So I want to remind all of our viewers that you can interact and be a part of today's show. So anyone that is watching this video, I want to know, what are your favorite fish that live in South America? What are your favorite monster aquarium fish that come from South America? Post them in the comments because I want to know, what are your favorite fish from the Amazon, and what are your favorite monster aquarium fish that come from South America? Simply post them in the comments and I'll let you know if I agree with you or if I disagree with you. So, there's going to be 8 species of monster fish that I'm going to talk about today. Some of the species of fish are very popular in the aquarium hobby, and you see them in a variety of tropical fish stores as cute 2-inch juveniles, but they often turn out to be 2 to 3 foot monsters that are outgrowing even a 180-gallon aquarium, and they can be quite the handful to keep if you don't have proper aquariums or ponds for these fish. So 2 of the fish that I'm going to talk about today are pictured right here, and it is a red tail catfish and a tiger shovelnose catfish. They're very popular in the aquarium trade, and they're just an example of the 8 species we're going to talk about today. A majority of the species that I'm going to talk about are catfish, because catfish seem to be one of the most popular monster fish species in South America. but there are a couple of other species that I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to show you some pictures and videos of these species because 7 of the 8 species that I'm going to talk about I have kept. So let's get started now. I'm going to start this video with a topic that someone asked me the other day. And he asked me what the definition of a monster fish is to me. What do I classify as a monster fish? And I thought that was a great question. And I was going to answer that on my Ask Aqua Alex Live. And I probably will go more in depth in that question on February 19th. But I'm going to answer it on today's video as well. So the term monster means scary, creepy, and it could also be interpreted into meaning large. So monster fish to me can mean a whole plethora of different things. So obviously, red tail catfish and tiger shovelnose and Peruvian sharks, iridescent sharks, and paribas, those are monster fish because of their size and the girth that they get. Those are massive fish. Likewise, an arapaima is a monster fish. So anything that is giant is automatically considered a monster to me. However, size is not everything. Personality can make a fish a monster as well. For example, you've got Exodon tetras that stay small, and you've got piranhas that grow no larger than 9-10 inches, and those fish can devour carcasses and kill other animals with their razor sharp teeth. So that in itself is a monster fish as well. And then you've got fish that are capable of hurting humans that don't necessarily get really large, like the electrical catfish that comes from Africa. You've also got many different types of nanofish that could be potentially dangerous. They're not particularly common in the aquarium hobby, but people know about them thanks to a television show called River Monsters. And those are the parasitic catfish that are known as Candiro or Kanduru catfish. And they have been rumored to enter the urethra of male humans. And that is absolutely disgusting. So that could be a monster fish. So to me, when someone asked me what I would consider a monster fish, it would have to be demonstrating characteristics that instill fear into people, and is just like a creepy creature. So I'm going to give you a more in-depth answer on my Ask Aqua Alex Live on February 19th, because there are some fish that don't come from South America that are considered monster fish as well. All right, having said that, let's get right into the 8 species of fish that are going to be talked about on today's episode of Life in the Amazon. The first species of fish is a fish that I had last year. As a matter of fact, I got this fish in April of 2021, and he was 5 inches when I bought him. And then I grew him for a couple of months. And when I rehomed him in August of 2021, he was about 13 to 15 inches. So he nearly tripled in size. This just goes to show you that with a healthy diet and proper aquarium water parameters and a proper aquarium size, these fish can get massive fairly quickly. And I'm talking about the red tail catfish. While my heart will always welcome red tail catfish because they are one of my favorite all-time aquarium catfish, I am not afraid to admit that as of right now, I don't ever see myself being capable of providing a large aquarium massive enough to care for a red tail cat permanently. And I don't think I could set up a pond at the moment unless I got landlord approval. And my mom would probably be upset about that. So for now, I'm going to try my best to stay away from red tail catfish. I'm going to try to avoid the impulse buy of red tail cats. I mean, the only way I see myself getting a red tail catfish now is if it's in dire straits and it needs to be rescued. Then I will take it in temporarily, nurse it back to health, and I'll give it to my friend Jacob in Miami, who has a large pond. And that is where the red tail cat that I got last year is living right now. He's with my buddy Jacob, and he is doing incredibly well. And I'm very proud of Jacob for taking great care of that red tail catfish because that red tail catfish was my baby. So here is a picture of my red tail catfish. This picture was taken around uh, May of 2021, possibly June of 2021. And you can see within 2 or 3 months' time, this red tail cat had put on a lot of size. So they grow relatively quickly. Now, with red tail cats in the aquarium hobby, a lot of them develop gill curl, and that is because they have poor water quality and they're cramped in tight spaces, and that could cause them to sadly suffer gill curl, and that is something we don't want to see any fish get. So my red tail cat was in perfect condition because I got it from rod at Predatory Fins, and it was a wild caught red tail catfish. So if you're able to have a large aquarium or a large pond, always go with the wild caught variants, as they are a lot healthier and they're less likely to develop gill curl if you're on top of your water parameters and you do plenty of water changes. Now, red tail cats, real simple to keep in the aquarium hobby. They'll eat just about anything, including other fish. So we have to keep them with tank mates the same size or larger. And they're a real simple fish to keep. Here's another picture of a red tail catfish that I had. This is that same one that I was telling you about earlier. Pretty unique looking catfish, if I could say so. So now I'm going to show you a video of my red tail catfish from last year. And this video is also up on my YouTube channel right now that you guys can watch. All right. So as you can see, a red tail catfish, a very awesome, cool looking South American monster catfish. Moving on. Now we're going to talk about another South American monster catfish that I like. And it has been hybridized with the red tail cat. And you'll find them on the market as a RTC times TSN or as a leopard shovelnose catfish. And that is the tiger shovelnose catfish. I have to tell you that in my heart, I think my heart loves the tiger shovelnose more than the red tail catfish because the tiger shovelnose stays a little bit smaller than the red tail catfish. The tiger shovelnose, depending on the species, can grow to be about 2.5 to 3 feet, whereas the red tail catfish will grow anywhere from 3.5 to 4 feet, depending on its living conditions. But by no means of the imagination am I underestimating the size of a 2.5 foot to 3-foot tiger shovelnose. Now, I just did an episode of Story Time with Aqua Alex, and I was talking about aquarium stories. And on my recent episode, I discussed how my dad had a 2-foot tiger shovelnose that jumped out of the aquarium and broke the aquarium lid. That is how strong these catfish are. And the tiger shovelnose, they definitely require a large aquarium as well. Having said that, they can live in 500-gallon aquariums and ponds. So the tiger shovelnose, I could definitely see myself keeping in the very near future. I'll just have to find a smaller species of tiger shovelnose that stays closer to the 2-foot range. And there are a wide variety of tiger shovelnose, which is why there is a genus of catfish listed right below on the card there. And that's because you've got the tigrinum, tiger shovelnose, you've got the fasciatum, tiger shovelnose, you've got some other ones that I really can't pronounce, but there's at least 4 different species of tiger shovelnose catfish. All of them are gorgeous in their own right. And over the years, I've raised tiger shovelnose from juveniles into 2 to 3 feet adults. And they're a very easy catfish to keep. The only ones you're going to have a hard time keeping are the tiger shovelnose babies that are less than 2 inches in length. So I recommend, if you're really insistent on getting a tiger shovelnose, get one at least 3 to 4 inches. And make sure you have a 6-foot aquarium or larger to raise them into adulthood. They will eat just about anything that fits in its mouth. They'll keep them with tank mates that are similar size and feed them a good quality diet of freshly chopped seafood like market shrimp, scallops, and tilapia, and bloodworms and earthworms. So here are some photos of tiger shovelnose that I owned. And all the photos on today's video are of fish that I've kept in the past, except for one species, which we'll talk about when I get to that species. So this is a tiger shovelnose that I raised a number of years ago from 2 inches to 2 feet. Very beautiful looking catfish, if I must say so myself. And then these are 2 tiger shovelnose that I bought as 2-inch babies, and I raised them into adulthood. And then I gave them to my friend who had a 180-gallon aquarium. And as you can see, they developed their own unique colorations. I think these are 2 different species of tiger shovelnose. I'm not 100% correct. I'm not 100% sure if I'm correct, if these are 2 different species. But as you can see, the larger one is a lot differently colored than the smaller one in this picture. And this picture is about 10 to 11 years old. So maybe the smaller one just needed to grow a little bit more. But I'm pretty sure that these are 2 different species. And this is the tiger shovelnose that I also gave to my buddy Jacob. When he came to get the red tail cat, I believe he picked up this one as well. And this is a tiger shovelnose that is wild caught from Brazil that I got from Rod at Predatory Fins. And this is just one of the many juvenile tiger shovelnose catfish that I raised from a baby. So tiger shovelnose are one of the monster fish that come into the aquarium hobby from South America. But the sad truth now is that a majority of the tiger shovelnose that come into the aquarium hobby are often farm raised from Asia and other countries. And those farm raised tiger shovelnose have a lot of defects. Mostly they'll have messed up noses, and that's where the dolphin nose tiger shovelnose comes from. It's a farm raised mutant. And then there's other ones that look awful. So my best advice, if you want a perfectly natural, gorgeous tiger shovelnose is to go with places that supply wild-caught fish, like predatory fins, aquatic rarities, and some of the other places around the country that import fish from South America only. Try not to get the captive raised or tank bred tiger shovelnose from Asia because those are bred mainly for food, but they make it into the aquarium hobby. And also, they also import the hybrids like the tiger shovelnose and acaras and the tiger shovelnose and red tails. Those are imported from Asia as well. So that's why I try not to buy tiger shovelnose from local fish stores, and I only get them from suppliers that import them from South America, like Rod at Predatory Fins or Bob at Aquatic Rarities, aka Malone's Monsters. That way you'll know that your tiger shovelnose will grow up without any defects, as long as you keep them in a big enough tank where they can swim and they're not bumping their noses into the glass. One of the reasons that a lot of the tiger shovelnose in the aquarium hobby have that deformed nose that some people call a dolphin nose is because when they swim head first, and if it goes into the glass, it's going to permanently injure them. And they can do that when they're trying to get to prey or trying to get to food. They're going to run right into that glass and injure themselves. So it's always important to make sure that we are providing large enough aquariums for monster fish like tiger, shovelnose, catfish. So the red tail cat and the tiger shovelnose are the first two monster fish species that are popular from South America. Up next is another popular catfish species that calls the Amazon River and South America home, and that is the marble acara catfish. Now, this is kind of a new species to me, having only kept the species a handful of times, but the marble acara is also a very gorgeous catfish. The marble acara grow to be about 20 to 24 inches. So while it is not as big as a red tail or a tiger shovelnose, it still gets to be about 2 feet in length. So it will require at least a 180. But a lot of people can provide a 180, whereas a red tail would need a huge pond. Now, the marble acara is very hardy as well. They'll eat just about anything you offer them. They'll eat fresh chopped seafood. They'll eat pellets. My marble acara that I had last year was not a picky eater by any means of the imagination, as he ate anything that I gave to him. So here's some photos of my marble acara catfish from last year. So I want to show you how gorgeous my marble acara catfish was from last year. So here is my marble acara from last year. And as you can see, it's a catfish that has a black body and some brown stripes. A very unique looking catfish, but also a very pretty catfish. And here is another picture of my marble acara catfish. Now, the marble acara that I had last year, he grew quite fast as well. I tend to notice that catfish from South America tend to grow quick. My experiences with catfish from South America, like red tail catfish, tiger shovelnose, lima shovelnose, vultures, and marble acara catfish, is that if given the proper diet, the proper aquarium size, and proper water, like a lot of water changes, they will grow quite quickly. And that's a good thing because fish will grow quickly if they're given good water, good quality food, and plenty of space to swim around. So if you want to keep some of these monsters that I mentioned on today's video, make sure you do your research and get large aquariums. All right, so we'll talk about catfish again on next week's episode, or actually I got one more catfish species that I'm going to talk about a little bit later on in today's video. But now we're going to transition away from catfish to talk about another species of monster fish that comes from South America. And this species of monster fish is in the piranha family. A lot of people see this fish as cute juveniles at Petco and PetSmart and mom and pop fish stores and say, that's a cute red belly piranha. But in actuality, it's a red belly Pacu. Now, I have to admit, every time I see Pacus at the fish store, I am always interested in buying them. They have a big place in my heart because Pacus are very knowledgeable fish. They are smart. They know that you're going to feed them. After a while, Pacus will recognize their owners and they will get used to being fed by their owners. And that is one of the reasons why I admire and I like Pacu so much, is that they're actually a quite intelligent fish. And Big Rich at Ohio Fish Rescue will tell you the same exact thing. Now, Pacus can grow anywhere from 24 inches to 36 inches in length. So that's a 2.5 to 3 foot fish. But Pacus weigh a lot. Pacus gain a lot of pounds. Pacus can range from 5 to 15 pounds. And that's a lot for a fish. In the wild, in the Amazon River, Pacus feed on nuts and fruit. Fruit that falls into the Amazon River is eaten by Pacu. So Pacus in the wild will also eat small fish and crustaceans during the dry season. So in the aquarium hobby during the dry season, or excuse me, in the aquarium hobby, they are more accustomed to a carnivorous diet that includes meaty foods like shrimp and tilapia and pellets, but they'll also eat fruit. So if you're planning on keeping Pacu in the aquarium hobby, make sure you give them meat and vegetable matter as well. And you're also going to want to provide them a large aquarium. Many Pacu are bought by unsuspecting aquarium hobbyists, and people don't realize how big this fish actually gets. And most of them are killed because people don't realize how big they get. Many of them are thrown into our natural waters here in America where they're becoming invasive, like here in Florida. And others are donated to fish stores where people with smaller tanks buy them, even at a large size. So if you're thinking about getting a Pacu, then I really consider you getting a large aquarium. So I have an episode of Aqua Alex Live, a species profile on red tail cats, tiger shovelnose, marble acara, and Pacu that I did last year. Just go to my Aqua Alex Live playlist to find out how to care for these 4 monster fish. And I apologize for my uncle talking in the background. He's on the phone with his friend, but I don't mind him talking to his friend while I'm doing my live stream. So hopefully you guys don't as well. But anyway, here are some pictures of red belly Pacus. As you can see, they're a very interesting looking creature. They are a very adorable fish and a very colorful fish. But as Pacus mature, they lose that deep red belly and they turn kind of hideous. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about getting Pacu. They don't look this beautiful as they mature. They lose that coloration and become kind of bland looking. All right, so we've got one final catfish species to discuss on today's episode of Life in the Amazon. And it is one of my personal favorite catfish species. And it's the only catfish that I'm talking about today that I have in my aquarium behind me. As a matter of fact, I can guarantee you he's hiding in this driftwood right here. I guarantee you that this catfish that I'm talking about is right there. I can see his tail, as a matter of fact. So he's in this driftwood and he's doing really well. But don't let the fact that this catfish is hiding in a 2 foot piece of driftwood fool you, because this is a large growing catfish. And just like the aquarium stories episode I did a few weeks ago or a couple days ago, this is another species that was on that episode. And this is the catfish that disfigured that black rhombus piranha. And I'm talking about the Niger catfish, aka the ripsaw catfish, Oxydorus niger. Some people call it Pesidorus niger, but for me, it will always be Oxydorus niger. Now, the ripsaw catfish can grow to be about 2.5 to 3 feet in length, so it will require a large aquarium, at least 180 gallons. But unlike the tiger shovelnose and unlike the red tail catfish, the Niger isn't really active. The Niger cat will actually stay hidden anytime the aquarium lights are on, and you'll only see the Niger cat out and about at nighttime or when there's food in the aquarium. So I only see my Niger cat out and about when I'm feeding and at night. And I'm talking about 2 to 4 o'clock in the morning when I have to use the restroom and I come out here and I see them swimming around. So they are more of a nocturnal catfish, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Another advantage that the Niger cat has as compared to the red tail and the tiger shovelnose is that it's a little bit of a more slow grower. And a lot of the Doradid catfish can be considered slow growers. I would say that the Niger cat grows a lot quicker than the Raphael or the Irwini catfish, but not as quick as a red tail. The Niger cat that I got in my aquarium, I got at 5 inches. And right now, he's probably only put on 2 inches since I got him. He's about a solid 7 now. And I got him back when I got my vulture cats. And my 3 vulture cats have tripled in size, while the Niger has only put on 2 inches. So that shows you how slow these guys can grow. But my experience with my Niger cat could be a whole lot different than your experience with the Niger cat that you own. If your Niger cat is eating way more food than mine, then it's going to grow even quicker. So never, ever take one fish keeper's word as truth or as it's going to be your experience, because that fish keeper's experience will probably be a lot more different than yours. But in my experience, the Niger cat that I have now is a little bit of a slow grower compared to others that I've had over the years. But you know what? The Niger cat is one of my personal favorite Doradid catfish. It's got armor. No fish is going to mess with that because it will get disfigured like my dad's black rhombus piranha did. So the Niger cat is always going to be victorious against piranhas and wolffish and other fish with teeth that dare try to mess with the Niger cat. And the Niger cat is called the mother of snails catfish because the Niger cat will attempt to eat snails, and they can actually flip the snail over and eat the snail, which is pretty cool. And also, Niger cats will eat flakes, pellets, bloodworms, brine shrimp, etc. I'm going to do a care guide episode of Aqua Alex Live on the Niger cat in just a couple of weeks here on Aqua Alex Live. So here is a photo of a Niger cat that I grew out from 4 inches to about 14. And it took about 10 months to get to 10 inches, but it was a really cool catfish. I lost him in the winter storm of 2011. That's the one thing I don't miss about Massachusetts. The freezing cold temperatures and the snow. And I don't have to worry about losing fish to Mother Nature here, thank God. Don't mind the hideous gravel in there. I'll never have an aquarium with gravel like that again. Now here's a picture of my current Niger cat hidden away in driftwood. You'll notice the sharp armor there. That armor is so sharp that the local people living in South America use that for weapons and other type of things like that. So it's a fish that is not eaten in South America. I've been told that they don't eat red tail cats because of the dark meat, and they also do not eat Niger cats. But I don't know how true that is, but I do know that they use their armor in part of their weapon making. And here's a closer picture of their armor. Very cool looking, prehistoric looking, dinosauric catfish, if you ask me. I like the Niger cat, a unique monster from South America, if you ask me. Very, very cool fish. All right, we've got 3 more monsters to talk about tonight. The next monster fish is a fish that is loved by aquarium hobbyists all around the world. But unfortunately, here in the United States, this is one of the only arowanas that we can keep besides the black and the Giardini and the Lichardi and the African. I, of course, am talking about the silver arowana. Now, I have also done a care guide on the silver arowana right here on Aqua Alex Live. All you've got to do is go on my playlist here on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinelli, and look for my silver arowana video on Aqua Alex Live. Now, silver arowanas grow massive. They grow to be about 3 feet in length. So the silver arowana is going to require at least a 220 or larger. And the silver arowana will eat anything from insects to crustaceans to small fish. And it has the instinct to jump out of water. It will jump out of water to catch insects in the wild, as you saw in my intro for Life in the Amazon. And they'll also jump out of aquariums from their natural instinct. In the home aquarium, the arowana will generally jump out if it's being harassed by an aggressive tank mate, if the water parameters are unstable, if it is stressing out for whatever reason, or if it sees insects above the aquarium, it will jump out. It's also a fish that is sold at a juvenile stage. A lot of people think this fish is very cool. A lot of people think it's a cool looking oddball fish. They buy it, they don't do their research, and then this fish is a monster, and they try to rehome it quickly, and other people buy it that don't have a large aquarium, and this poor fish suffers a shortened death due to being kept in small aquariums. So do yourselves a favor. If you're thinking about getting a silver arowana, make sure you have a large aquarium. One more thing I want to touch base on for the silver arowana. A lot of fish keepers will tell you that silver arowanas are only 1 per aquarium. Well, let me show you something here. You can't have more than 1 arowana in an aquarium. I grew out 2 silver arowanas, and they did fine in a 75-gallon aquarium. Ideally, I would have them in a larger tank, but at the time, I only had a 75, and that was a few months ago. I just rehomed my pair of silver arowanas to a guy with a 280-gallon aquarium. I will never be able to get a 280-gallon. So you know what? I did the best thing, and I gave my arowanas to someone who could take care of them, and they're in a massive aquarium now thriving. I will always have a spot in my heart for arowanas. They're a very unique and interesting fish. Very cool personalities. It's awesome to watch them eat. They have a unique way of eating, and I really enjoy watching them eat their food. So, in the future, yes, I'll definitely have another silver arowana. I'll have a black arowana for sure. And definitely, I want to try a Jardini and an African arrow. But right now, I'm going to focus on the fish that I have. And when I get this tank cleared, the 75-gallon, maybe I'll get a African arowana or something like that. All right, we've got two more fish species to talk about. We've got a species of fish that I've never kept before, and then we've got a species of fish that I currently have right now. Which one should I talk about first? I think I'll go with the fish that I've never kept before, and I really want to keep. It is on my bucket list of fish that I want to keep. And that is the only pleco that I'm going to talk about today. It is one of the largest plecostomus in South America and in the world, actually. And it is the Adonis pleco, Acanthocus adonis. Now, the Adonis pleco is certainly the Adrian Adonis of professional wrestling. Just kidding. But the Adonis pleco can grow to be about 2.5 feet to 3 feet in length. That is one massive pleco, if I say so myself. Man, that is a huge fish. And it is a very intimidating fish because it has thorns along its body that, like the Niger cat, can do serious damage to other fish and humans and other animals as well. Being a pleco, it is really hardy, so easy to keep, but it does need a massive aquarium. In the future, I do see myself keeping Adonis plecos. The problem I have right now, I cannot buy a juvenile one. I will have to get one about 6 inches so that it's not lunch for my wolffish or my peacock bass. Very unique looking fish. And as I said, they have that dragon-like feature to them, and they look prehistoric, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. All right, guys, we're down to the last fish for today's episode, and it's a fish that I currently have two of right now, and it's a fish that I did my most recent, or one of my most recent species profiles on, and that is the Cycla peacock bass. So I'm not going to talk about caring for the peacock bass because you can just go to my Aqua Alex Live playlist and watch my care guide on peacock bass. But what I will say is that this is one of the more formidable predators from the Amazon River in South America. The locals love this fish because it has a ferocious appetite and it's a great fish to go fishing for in South America. And there's many different species of peacock bass. There's the Temensis, which I have. There's the Orinoco peacock bass, which I have. There's the Azul. There's the Mono. There's the Kelberry. There's the Ocellaris. Many different types of peacock bass out there that I find to be a very interesting species. So I love peacock bass. And I'm going to end today's video with pictures and a video of my peacock bass. These are never before seen photos of my Rio Meta Orinoco peacock bass, and there's also going to be a video of my Rio Meta Orinoco bass that I got from Aquatic Rarities. I wanted to film my Temensis bass, but unfortunately he was not cooperating for the filming of this video, so I wasn't able to get him in our live stream tonight. But in the future, I'm sure I'll be able to film my Temensis bass, especially when I upgrade them to their larger aquarium. So here is my Rio Meta Peacock Bass. As you can see, he's got those nice gold specks, and he's a very beautiful peacock bass. Again, a very beautiful fish. Here he is again next to some Severums, my flagtail, and a bala shark. Again, he looks awesome. All right, so let's get to the last video of today's video, and that is the video that I took today of my Cicla Peacock Bass, my Rio Meta Orinoco Peacock Bass. Now, I apologize for the bad water quality. I've been battling some issues. I think my tank is under-filtered, so there's some issues with my water quality, but this tank is going to be upgraded really soon. Anyway, here's a video of my Peacock Bass. So here is a video of Peacock Bass, the only species of fish on today's episode of Life in the Amazon that I am currently keeping. And I have two species of Cicla Peacock Bass. Up first is my personal favorite. This is a 6-inch Orinoco Peacock Bass. He's wild caught from Brazil, I believe. I got him from my friend Bob at Aquatic Rarities, a.k.a. Malone's Monsters. He was sold to me as a Cicla Orinoco, and Bob says he's a Meta Orinoco, which is a rarer variant of a Orinoco Peacock Bass, which is pretty cool. So, as you can see here, he's a very gorgeous Peacock Bass. He's my largest Peacock Bass right now, and the largest that I've kept in a while. Very cool fish. Where is the Temensis at? There's also a Temensis Peacock Bass in here. That's the gold wolffish. He's the same size as the gold wolffish, so sometimes it's hard to tell the two apart. Let's see if I can find the Temensis. He's probably hiding from the Orinoco chasing him. Let's see. Is he back here by the plant? Yep, he's over here by the plant, so it's going to be hard to see him. There's going to be... So let's see. Yeah, he's way back by the plant. You're not going to be able to see him. Hopefully he'll come up front. But here's the Orinoco Peacock Bass. Very beautiful peacock. So those are my current Peacock Bass. I can't wait to show them off when they're in the new 6-foot aquarium I've got coming in a couple of weeks. And I'll have good filtration on that aquarium, so it'll be a lot better to film. Let's see if I can... Yeah, he moved somewhere else now. The Temensis. I'd like to get him on video for you guys. That's the pink-tailed Chalceus. All right, those were my Peacock Bass that I am currently keeping. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Life in the Amazon, where I talked about some of the unique, or excuse me, some of the most popular monster aquarium fish that live in South America. Again, in the comments of today's video, post your favorite monster fish that live in South America. Next week, on the next installment of Life in the Amazon, I'm going to talk about unique monster fish that live in South America. Next week, I'll talk about freshwater stingrays, wolffish, my favorite predatory cherishing, freshwater barracudas, unique catfish like the Paraiba, the Dorado, and some other monster fish that call South America home. So make sure you join me for the next episode of Life in the Amazon, where I talk about unique monster fish that live in South America. That's going to be a fun video, guys. You're not going to want to miss that one. Also, don't miss Ask Aqua Alex Live, airing on February 19th. I've got a couple of new segments debuting, including where I show off your aquariums and your tropical fish. So, submit videos and photos of your aquarium and your fish. Email them to alexgoyankeescardinelli19@gmail.com. Submit your fish keeping questions to alexgoyankeescardinelli19@gmail.com. I'll answer any questions you have on tropical fish on February 19th, which is just 2 weeks from now. So join me in 2 weeks for my February 2022 Ask Aqua Alex Live. And don't forget, this Tuesday, I've got my next species profile, and I'll be talking about the black wolffish. So come learn about the black wolffish this Tuesday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. All right, tropical fish keepers, I want to thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you are a new viewer, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Legendary Alex Cardinelli. I've got amazing videos coming your way, including my historic 8-year YouTube anniversary, featuring an appearance by the hardcore legend Nick Foley and some other amazing guests. Until next time, I'm Aqua Alex Cardinelli. You've been watching Life in the Amazon, an Aqua Alex Live series. Take care of your tropical fish, feed them high quality food, and do plenty of water changes. Goodbye, everybody. Hey everyone, it's your favorite man, Legendary Alex Cardinelli here. Love is in the air. Why is that? Well, Valentine's is right around the corner. I cordially invite you to be a part of the inaugural Valentine's 2022 Bash, hosted by me, the man you love, Legendary Alex Cardinelli. Come be a part of the inaugural Valentine's Day Bash live Saturday, February 12th, 2022 at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. Come celebrate Valentine's in style with me, Legendary Alex Cardinelli. I have a lot of fun action planned on Valentine's weekend with the Valentine's Bash. Chef Alex Cardinelli is going to make an appearance on the Valentine's Bash. You can see Chef Alex Cardinelli make a perfect Valentine's breakfast as he makes red velvet waffles with a delicious cream cheese icing that is going to make your mouth water. Really delicious. And I'll also make my homemade chocolate lava cakes. Chef Alex will appear on the Valentine's 2022 Bash, and you can only see Alex make the red velvet waffles with the cream cheese icing and the homemade chocolate lava cakes on Valentine's Bash on Saturday, February 12th at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific on my YouTube channel, The Legendary Alex Cardinelli. Also planned for the Bash, I will discuss my ideal soulmate. I will discuss fun Valentine's Day activities that you and your partner can do on Valentine's Day, and more. So this is going to be an awesome night for love and fun. Happy Valentine's, everybody. Join me live Saturday, February 12th at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, right here on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinelli. Hey everyone, it's South American fish keeper and monster fish hobbyist Aqua Alex Cardinelli, inviting all the fish keepers to be a part of the supersized Ask Aqua Alex Live that is taking place Saturday, February 19th, 2022 at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. That's right, the February 2022 Fish Keepers Q&A is going to be supersized. New segments are going to make their debut on the February edition of Fish Keepers Q&A, and a lot more. I look forward to hosting the supersized Ask Aqua Alex Live on Saturday, February 19th. I look forward to answering any of your tropical fish keeping questions, whether they are freshwater or saltwater. Email your tropical fish keeping questions to AlexGoYankeesCardinelli19 at gmail.com. You may also film a video asking your questions. You can ask me any freshwater or saltwater aquarium hobby questions that come to mind. Test my fish keeping knowledge. I really want to answer your questions. So I double dog dare you to ask me aquarium questions and tropical fish questions. On the February 2022 Fish Keepers Q&A, I've got some wonderful topics. I'm going to talk about the best online fish stores to support in 2022. I'm going to talk about some cool Asian oddball fish that I want to keep. For example, the datnoid above my head and the Asian leaf fish. And I'm also going to talk about the best ditherfish in freshwater aquariums that can be kept with aggressive cichlids and other aggressive predatory fish. I'm going to continue to go over the Tangled Up in Cichlids stock list, but I'm going to be adding two more online fish stores. I'm going to go over the Tangled Up in Cichlids stock list, as well as aquatic rarities and exoticfishshop.net. So if you're looking for exotic South and Central American cichlids, oddballs, and rare fish, check out Tangled Up in Cichlids, aquatic rarities, and exoticfishshop.net. And now the most exciting part of the supersized Ask Aqua Alex Live. I am debuting new segments on my monthly Fish Keepers Q&A. The first segment I am debuting is called Aqua Alex Reacts. And I, Aqua Alex, will react to various aquarium-related social media posts, including Craigslist ads and Facebook group posts. Which aquarium hobbyist is asking the most ridiculous price for a used aquarium? Which aquarium hobbyist is making a fool of himself on social media? Well, we'll find out on the supersized Ask Aqua Alex Live on February 19th. Another new segment that is going to make its debut on the supersized Ask Aqua Alex Live is the Viewer Aquarium Show Off. This is your opportunity to showcase your freshwater or saltwater or even aquatic turtle or axolotl aquariums. All you got to do to show off your aquariums is submit videos or photos of your aquarium to AlexGoYankeesCardinelli19 at gmail.com. I want to spotlight your beautiful fish and your beautiful aquarium every month, and it begins in February. So send your videos and photos of your aquarium right now. And the last new segment that's making its debut on the supersized Ask Aqua Alex Live is Aquarium Facts. I will give out 3 to 4 aquarium facts every month. So don't miss a minute of the action. Supersized Ask Aqua Alex Live airs Saturday, February 19th, 2022 at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific on the legendary Alex Cardinelli YouTube channel. So fish keepers, be there or be square and get those fish keeping questions in now, as well as those videos of your aquarium and photos of your aquarium fish as well. Hey everyone, it's me, legendary Alex Cardinelli, inviting you to be a part of the biggest party of the year. Literally, this is the biggest party I will ever throw. It is the biggest celebration I will ever host. I am proud to announce on Sunday, March 6, 2022, I will officially celebrate my 8th year as a YouTuber. In 2014, I started my YouTube channel as a platform to promote my fish keeping podcast. Fast forward 8 years later, over 16,000 subscribers. My YouTube channel is succeeding. Not only do I do fish keeping videos, but I also do cooking videos, crime videos, professional wrestling videos, and more. My YouTube channel is now my podcast channel. So, we are going to celebrate 8 years of hard work in style, and I cordially invite you to be a part of my 8-year YouTube anniversary, airing exclusively on YouTube Sunday, March 6, 2022, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. Here is the lineup for the biggest party of the year. 2 of my lucky subscribers will win a $80 Texas Roadhouse gift card. All you need to do is be an active subscriber. That means you watch my videos, you like my videos, and you comment on my videos. 8 of my active subscribers will be put in a drawing, and 2 of those 8 subscribers will be chosen live on the 8-year YouTube anniversary and will be announced as the winners of the 8-year YouTube anniversary giveaway, and they will win an $80 Texas Roadhouse gift card. And when I say legendary, I mean legendary. There are going to be some legendary special guests. The first legendary guest is the owner and founder of Aquatic Rarities, aka Malone's Monsters, Bob. Bob will be our first fish keeping guest on the 8-year YouTube anniversary. The interview will be filmed on location from his fish store in Boca Raton, Florida. The second guest is a longtime friend of mine, one of my very first fish keeping guys that I interviewed on my Aquatic Wetline podcast. My second guest is Blue View Aquatics owner Josh Rodriguez from Western Massachusetts. Josh is doing a great job promoting the aquarium hobby in New England, and I'm proud to have him on such a huge accomplishment of mine, considering that he was instrumental in making aquatic wetline a huge success a number of years ago. And now it is my honor to have him on my YouTube channel for the first time. My third guest is a legendary guest. He is the founder of the hit series Dinners, Drive-Ins, and Dives on Food Network. The third guest is Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives founder David Page. David will talk to us about American food, the creation of diners, drive-ins, and dives, and a whole lot more cooking and baking and food talk. My final guest will be a professional wrestling museum owner and WWE fan, Mike Parker. Mike will talk to us about what it's like to own a wrestling museum and how long he's been a professional wrestling fan for. Those are our legendary guests. But if I'm going to do a legendary celebration, there has to be a legend in the house, and there has to be a Hall of Famer in the house. I am really proud to announce the first time, not only in my YouTube career, but also in my podcasting career, that I'm going to have a celebrity on my video stream. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to announce there will be an appearance by the hardcore legend and WWE Hall of Famer, Mick Foley. Mick Foley will appear live on my 8-year YouTube anniversary. You can also expect appearances from Chef Alex Cardinelli, Aqua Alex Cardinelli, WWE fanboy Alex Cardinelli, and Detective Alex Cardinelli. Chef Alex will cook a prime rib and bake a delicious Twix cheesecake and a Reese's peanut butter cake. Aqua Alex will discuss all the tropical fish species he's kept over the last 8 years and more. WWE fanboy Alex Cardinelli discusses his dream WrestleMania 38 card and some awesome surprises. What will Detective Alex Cardinelli do on the 8-year YouTube anniversary? What surprises will there be on the biggest party of the year? Literally the biggest live stream of 2022. You got to tune in to find out. Sunday, March 6, 2022, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, exclusively only on YouTube. So tune in Sunday, March 6, 2022 at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, exclusively on YouTube. It will only air right here on YouTube. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinelli, right now so you don't miss a minute of the action on the biggest party of the year, Sunday, March 6th.